Buckle.
Buck O'Neil digging in now. Like a lot of other Negro League players, Buck played outside the United States in the winters. He played in Cuba against some of the best in the country, like Martin Digo, Dolph Luque. and lefty Tion. Thompson, the runner at third. Smith on second. Bradley on at first with 2 down. Hit hard. That gets through. Not in time. He's safe. It's 2-zip.
Puts a run on the board and picks up an RBI. He wasn't able to elevate it, but he put a great swing on it. Right on time. Good balanced approach and just blasted it through the infield.
That's out to center field. McDonald makes the grab. 2 down.
And later in life, Buck said something really poignant about how differently he was treated outside the U.S. He said, in Cuba, Mexico, Puerto Rico, I was a baseball player. When I got back home, I was a black baseball player. But he was so positive about his life, he told anyone who asked not to pity him because he got to play with some of the best players ever.
In the air to left center. McDonald ranges to his right and puts the squeeze on that one. And there's 2 down. Buck didn't live to see all the ways he'd be honored, sadly. He was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom a few months after he passed in 2006. And he was finally elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in 2021, along with Bud Fowler, the first known black. Buck O'Neil digging in now. Now. Pitch misses inside. Ball 1. Like a lot of other Negro League players, Buck played outside the United States in the winters. He played in Cuba against some of the best in the country, like Martin Digo, Dolph Luque, and lefty Tion. Could be extra bases. He's safe, and they clear the bases. It's 4-zip.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Loud contact leads to the double. I mean, you could tell it had extra bases written all over it as it jumped off of his stick.
1 down, base is empty. And that's a base hit. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
People often ask Buck O'Neil, what was your greatest day in baseball? And he would just light up like a Christmas tree in remembering Easter Sunday, 1943. The Kansas City Monarchs opened the season against the Memphis Red Sox. Buck would say the first time up, he doubled. The second time up, he singled. The third time up, he hit the ball over the left center field fence. The fourth time up, he hit the ball. It looked like it's going over the left center field fence. He's running the bases saying to himself, hit the fence, hit the fence, hit the fence. The ball does hit the fence. It ricochets between the left fielder and the right fielder. Buck gets to third base. They're waving him home. He could have gotten an inside the park home run, but he stopped because he wanted to hit for the cycle. Well, that evening, the Monarchs' traveling secretary, a guy by the name of William Dismuke, everybody called him Dizzy. Well, Dizzy had invited some young school teachers over to the hotel to have dinner with the ball players. He knocks on Buck's door. He says, Buck, I got some people downstairs I want you to meet. He walks into the restaurant. He says he walks right over to a young lady. He says, my name is Buck O'Neil. What's yours? She was Ora Lee Owens. They were married for 51 years. So he hit for the cycle and met his future wife of 51 years. I'd say that's a pretty good day.
Buck O'Neil digging in now.
One time, Buck was managing a team starring Ernie Banks in an East-West All-Star game in Chicago. The game was going to be stopped in the ninth because they were almost out of balls. Buck said, wait, we don't need any more balls. This next kid will end the game. And then Ernie Banks hit a walk-off 3-run homer.
That one lifted to left. Cole under this one. He's got it, and that'll end the inning. The big lefty turns, kicks, deals. And ball one.
Outside.
Out towards right center field. Adams turns, moving to his left. Pulls it in on the run. And there's one away. Raymond back to work. Swung on, belted. That one back there. And forget it.
It's really interesting that Buck O'Neil won his only batting title in 1946 after being discharged from World War II, where he had served in the U.S. Navy's Subic Bay, Philippines. And maybe we owe Uncle Sam for the reason that Buck O'Neil was burning that ball up when he got home. Clearly, Buck was glad to be back on U.S. soil. He had always been a clutch hitter, line drive hitter with great power. But in 1946, he put it all together and actually helped lead the Kansas City Monarchs into the 1946 Negro League World Series.
Here's Buck O'Neil, who boasts the top batting average in the league. Snap throw to first. And he's back safely. That 1946 Monarchs team that Buck led to the Negro American League Championship was just stocked with talent. What a luxury to have a pitching rotation with Satchel Paige, Hilton Smith, and Connie Johnson, all aces in their own right. Sends it across to first, and that is the inning.
On top of Buck as a batting champion, the 46 Monarchs had a bunch of strong hitters, including Hank Thompson, Willard Brown, and Ted Strong.
Hilton Smith also hit better than 400 as a pitcher that year. One of the great rosters of the Negro Leagues. Step off, throw to first. Thompson dives back in safely. Kicks and fires. Swing and a ball popped up. And it drops in. Into third now. So runners at the corners and one out. And first offering is fouled off.
Buck and the Monarchs were part of a classic 7-game Negro League World Series against the Newark Eagles in '46, featuring some of the truly great players of the era.
Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Perry around third. The throw in. It's off the mark, and he scores. And they lead by 4.
A couple of hits in a row for him here. That pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you got to make them pay.
First offering misses the mark.
In Game 7 of the 1946 Negro League World Series, Buck led the way for the Monarchs with a solo homer, but the Newark Eagles won 3-2 after Larry Doby and Monty Irvin scored on a double in the 6th inning.
People would sometimes come up to him and say, well, Buck, it's a shame that you didn't get a chance to play in Major League Baseball after Jackie breaks the color barrier. And Buck would simply look at them and say, oh, I was right on time. Had I been later, I wouldn't have seen Babe Ruth. I wouldn't have played with and against the likes of Josh Gibson and Satchel Paige. And so, no, I was right on time. I played when I was supposed to play. Don't feel sorry for me. Feel sorry for the people who didn't see me play. They're the ones who missed out. Buck O'Neil was the consummate glass half full kind of guy.
The greatest thing in all of my life is loving you.
Loving exactly where he was at that particular time and living life to his very fullest as it was taking place. I think we should all take a page from Buck O'Neil.
Buck O'Neil digs in with the bases full of Monarchs. First offering, and it just misses. Buck O'Neil was a baseball lifer. He was a Cubs scout for more than 40 years, and he helped them sign players like Ernie Banks, Lou Brock, and Lee Smith. And that gets down for a base hit. One runs in. Now a second crosses the plate, and they're up by 3.
When I met Buck in 1993, one of the first questions that I posed to him was, what motivated you to want to build a Negro Leagues baseball museum? And his answer was succinct, but very poignant, so that we would be remembered. And that is the quest of this great museum, to make sure that baseball's unsung heroes will never be forgotten. That those who forged a glorious history in the midst of an inglorious time in American history will be remembered. You could make the case that Buck O'Neil was baseball's greatest ambassador. What Buck accomplished over a tremendous 7-decade career as a great player, as a tremendous manager, as a groundbreaking scout and groundbreaking coach in Major League Baseball, and then the work that he did to build the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum makes Buck's career one of the most impactful careers in baseball history. I think you're hard-pressed to tell the story of baseball without including Buck O'Neil. What Satchel Paige was for the Negro Leagues, John Wesley Donaldson was for pre-Negro Leagues history, early era of black baseball. One of the greatest pitchers to ever toe the mound, a dazzling left-handed pitcher whose feats were, I guess you could say, something right out of a video game. 3 consecutive no-hitters, over 400 verifiable wins, over 5,000 career strikeouts. And yet it's hard to believe that very few folks have heard of the great John Donaldson.
Here's the left fielder, Harvey. The wind of the pitch. That's a strike, and that's how this game gets started. And takes low for ball 1. And strike 2. John Donaldson was really the cornerstone for this all-nations team. He was the primary pitcher and played the outfield on the days he wasn't on the mound. Now at the plate, Marshall.
Count 1-0.
And there's the strike. Donaldson was just 21 when the all-nations team got started, and in his first game for them, he struck out 18 batters.
And Boog, only 3 other pitchers have ever struck out 18 in a major league game at that age. Bill Gullickson, Kerry Wood, and Bob Feller.
Makes the catch, and there are 2 outs.
Hall of Fame manager John McGraw said Donaldson was the best pitcher he'd ever seen. And remember, McGraw managed Christy Mathewson for more than a decade.
Swings and misses. Slider right there. Got him. And good work there as he gets a 1-2-3. New inning getting started. Now it's the right fielder, Bell. Donaldson back to work. Called strike right there. Next pitch misses, and the count is 1-1. Donaldson, a native of Glasgow, Missouri. He led his grade school to a championship against schools from 7 other cities. Swing and a miss as he was out front that time. Got him. 4 straight set down by Donaldson to start the game. And now Taylor.
0-1.
Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
You know, when John was pitching for his school, his mom, Ida, didn't approve because they played games on Sundays. But then the championship game came, and it was on a Sunday, and she wound up coming to cheer him on with the rest of the crowd.
No score here in the second. Next offering is down low.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Swings through it, and that's a strikeout. Gardner now at the plate. Swings through that one. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And now the right fielder, Terry. Swing and a miss.
0-1.
It's 0-1. The first year of John Donaldson's pro career was in 1911, and it was clear he was a special pitcher. He went 44-3 that season.
Yeah, honestly, Donaldson's first documented game that year is just unreal. He faced a white team and struck out 19 against just 1 hit and a shutout. He was barely 20 years old at the time.
Cole checks his swing. Now an appeal to first. He did not go around. Check swing, went around, and it's 1-2. Got him swinging. So it's their last chance in this one. Gordon getting ready to hit. First pitch, and he just misses. The next offering misses, and that's ball 2. And now 2 balls and a strike. Donaldson delivers. That one fouled off. 2-2. Donaldson winds and fires. Fights it off. He'll see another. Ball game. John Donaldson with a gem for Kansas City.
For those of you who may be hearing the term barnstorming for the first time, as it relates to baseball, it just simply means that they were taking baseball to towns and places around the globe that had not seen this brand of professional baseball. And the Negro Leaguers were heralded barnstormers. As a matter of fact, the legendary Satchel Paige would credit John Donaldson for sparking his desire to want to barnstorm the country. John Donaldson was essentially a hired hand. Truthfully, it would be easier to tell you the places that he didn't pitch than it would be to tell you all the places that he did pitch. And it's so unfortunate that the color of his skin prevented this man from showcasing his dazzling skills against all of the great players in this game. You only wonder what if he'd gotten his chance, and just how special would John Donaldson have been? I, for one, believe that John Donaldson would have been one of the greatest pitchers to ever play this game.
Bottom of the first. Here's a big power threat. Babe Ruth. That one missed.
1-0.
And that's ball one. Next offering is in for a strike. Swing and a miss.
1-2.
And the count 1-2. Battling here as he fouls it away. Donaldson delivers.
This guy's a fun guy to watch taking at bat. He just battles up there. He doesn't take a pitch off at all. Makes it so difficult on the.
What made John Donaldson so special, number one, he was a southpaw. And he is likely the guy who invented what we now know to be the slider. Yeah, John Donaldson was throwing that pitch 20 years before anyone knew anything about it. He was hard to hit. No one had seen stuff quite like John Donaldson.
And now, Terry. And he deals. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock.
Now, no waiting around right there. He was ready to swing it on the first pitch. That pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you got to make them pay.
That's a strike.
John Donaldson's slider is such a big evolution in baseball's history. He threw it so much harder than the typical breaking balls other pitchers were throwing at the time.
And the batter now, Gordon. First pitch doesn't find the zone. Singy, you think of all the pitchers who came after Donaldson, who made a living on their sliders, a really amazing lineage of stars.
Absolutely, Boo. Pitchers like CC Sabathia, Fergie Jenkins, Bob Gibson, they all built their careers on the back of excellent sliders.
Swing and a ball popped up, and that'll fall for a base hit. Here comes the runner. Here comes the throw. Slide, save. On the board first, it's 1-zip.
Went up there looking to be aggressive and got something he could handle. Flared it out there and got it to drop for the base hit. I think he got it off the handle just a little bit, but the bat held up for him enough to get something behind that swing.
That misses the zone, and it's a ball and a strike.
Well, I'll tell you, Boog, facing a lefty slider as a lefty hitter, just no fun because out of the hand, sometimes it'll start behind you and it's running away from you the entire time.
Now it's the right fielder, Terry. And the pitch. That one outside, and we're underway. Next pitch inside, and that's ball 2. And before the pitch, he steps off. That one in for a strike, 2-2. And it's filled up. Rings him up on a nasty slider.
John Donaldson could get the ball up to home plate as fast as anyone. And yes, it is true that one of his fastballs broke the hand of his catcher. I'm sure his catcher was not excited about that. And like a lot of the guys who were catching these guys like John Donaldson and Satchel Paige, you had to find a little something extra to create padding to try and protect your mitt with the catcher's mitt. And it was just hard for the opposition to catch up with that fastball of John Donaldson.
Now the left fielder, Harvey. And the pitch. That's a strike, and we are underway. Donaldson winds and fires. There's a strike.
Just a really nice slider down and in there. He wants to get the hitter thinking fastball, speed him up, and just subtract some velocity and add a little movement.
And Donaldson rings him up for the K. And here is Marshall. And that's in there for strike one. John Donaldson's fastball would play in any era. Some newspaper writers put it on par with Hall of Famer Rube Waddell's heater, and Rube had arguably the best heater in the majors at the time. Next to hit, Reese. Strike one.
That Donaldson fastball to go along with this slider, it just wasn't a fair match against the batters at the time. Kind of reminds me of Aroldis Chapman when he broke into the majors with the Reds. Just unhittable stuff.
The 0-2 from Donaldson. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. It's an immaculate inning. The pitch. Bell, the batter now as he swings and misses for strike one. And a strike in there.
Yeah, with 2 strikes here, you really want to miss outside the zone with that breaking ball.
Nope. Ball 1.
It's a good take.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Struck him out. Donaldson's got a good fastball today. Now here is Taylor. Pitch is in there, and that is strike one. Next pitch is outside. Strike two.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And there's a fly ball deep right field. That one back there. And that ball is out of here. Ready to go? Here's the left fielder, Harvey. And first offering is fouled off. That one missed.
Ball 1 strike.
This one lifted in the air, left field. Brings it in with a nice running grab. And there's one down. Donaldson delivers. On the ground, Perry. Zips it to first. 2 away here in the top of the first. Reese in the box now. No balls and a strike. And he's down 0-2 as he swings through it. Going to count 1 and 2.
2 strikes.
On the ground to short. Over to first. And that is that. And welcome back. Second inning set to go. And the batter now, Bell. 0-1. That's in there. And the count is 0-2. Next pitch is popped up. Little moving under this one. Makes the catch for the out.
Pretty rare location right there, right down the middle. This guy paints the edges. I'm not sure if you're going to see that pitch again as a hitter.
1-0.
Donaldson winds and fires. Swings and misses.
1 ball,
1
2
and 2.
strikes.
And Donaldson rings him up for the K. Stepping in, Gardner.
Oh and 1.
The wide to kick the pitch. And that one fouled off. Bounced out to short. Perry fires across the diamond, and that is the third.
When Satchel Paige says that he emulates you, then you pretty well know that he had to be a great showman, and John Donaldson was all of that and more. Like most who played in the Negro Leagues, they understood that this game was indeed entertainment, and Donaldson was the show, and people came to see the show, and he always delivered. This is where Satchel Paige got a lot of his antics, and we know the stories of how Satchel Paige would call the outfielders in and sit the infielders down, but try this on for size. In South Dakota, John Donaldson, one by one, started to call in his players to end up striking out the side. He knew he had the stuff, and he wanted to show off that great stuff, and people flocked to see him do his thing.
And now the right fielder, Terry. The pitch. Edge of the zone for a strike. And this one is off and running. That one finds the zone. No balls, 2 strikes. Got him. 1 out. So digging in, Cole. John Donaldson was to the Negro Leagues of the 1910s what Satchel Paige would be a couple of decades later. A completely dominant force with a tremendous sense of showmanship. And now the count 1 and 2 after the swing and the miss.
Yeah, 1913, Donaldson had a run of 100 straight shutout innings, and then he did it again in 1914. And in 1915, he didn't allow a hit for 30 straight innings, throwing up 3 no-hitters in a row. Just unreal.
Donaldson delivers. The punch out there. Back-to-back strikeouts. And now Gordon. And that one just misses. A ball and no strikes. The next pitch misses, and the count is 2-0. That's strike 1. Now it's the right fielder, Terry. And a pitch. There's a strike at the knees. And we're underway here this afternoon. That's in there. And it's 0-2.
No balls, 2 strikes.
And there's a ball. John Donaldson was to the Negro Leagues of the 1910s what Satchel Paige would be a couple of decades later. A completely dominant force with a And now the right fielder, Terry. And here it comes. That one's in there. And that's how this game gets started. Now it's going to be Terry. The line and the pitch. Misses off the plate, and we're underway. Now it's the right fielder, Terry. The pitch. That misses. And away we go this afternoon. Next offering is in for a strike.
1-1.
And a good eye there. And here is Terry. The pitch. That misses. And this one is off and running. And he pumps it a strike.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Good eye right there. Donaldson winds and fires. Looked like it was a little bit up.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Good plate appearance there. Able to take the... All right, ready to go here. And now the right fielder, Terry. Swing and a miss. And we're underway here this afternoon. That one not close. And that's ball 1. And a swing and a miss.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. Now the number 2 hitter, Cole. Off the plate inside. 1-0. Swings and misses. And the count 1-1. They say you win.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And that one hit 97 on the gun. Here's the third baseman, Gordon. That's strike 1.
0-1's the count.
Strike 2. Can he finish him off? Next offering misses. Ball 1. And it's even up. Struck him out. Donaldson is.
By the time John Donaldson gets to the Kansas City Monarchs, he is really beyond his prime. But don't get it twisted. John Donaldson was not only a great pitcher, John Donaldson was also a great two-way star in black baseball history and in the Negro Leagues with the Kansas City Monarchs. His skill set was incredible. A great hitter who you could rely on to come in and get the job done on the mound as well, because he was indeed one of the great two-way stars of the Negro Leagues.
Here comes John Donaldson with a chance to do some damage. That one fouled off. With Donaldson's combination of hitting ability, pitching skill, and outright athleticism, There aren't many players who compare. Reminds me a bit of what Shohei Ohtani's done the last couple of seasons. Ripped into right center. Should be extra bases. One runs in. A second scores as well. And they lead by 2. And he's got a double.
Back against the wall with 2 strikes, but found a way. Pretty much just a textbook double into the gap. And when you can drop one in there between the outfielders, you know you're making the turn at first. Just an excellent swing.
Washington hauls it in, and there's one away.
Well, we talk about 5-tool players like Byron Buxton and Julio Rodriguez who can do it all as everyday players. Well, Donaldson had all their tools and more, given how good he was on the mound. He even hit almost 300 for the Monarchs in 1931, and he was 40 years old.
Zips it across, 2 away. First pitch just misses.
Count 1-0.
That one hit to right. Washington under it. Brings it in. 1 up, 1 down. One down. John Donaldson digging in now. Line drive, and that's a base hit into center field. One runs in. Close play, but in there. It's 2-0.
First pitch swinging, went up there with a plan to be aggressive. I could watch base hits like that one all day long, and so could every hitting coach in the league. Just a nice line drive into center field.
And a foul ball.
Always tough to turn 2 on a speedster like this. It's even harder with him coming out of the left-handed batter's box. You really need something to hit hard on the ground that they can handle to turn 2 quickly.
Outside.
The 0-1 is outside, and it's a ball and a strike. Rolled to short, possible 2 ball. The throw to second, not in time at first. It's a fielder's choice. And it's fouled away. The 0-1. And that one wrapped foul. The 0-2. Just misses with that one. That one down the line. And he handles it himself for the out. Back to the top of the order now. Here's a speed threat, John Donaldson. Bounce to the right. Miller. In plenty of time to first. Now 2 away as they get a run across. In the air, fairly deep to right field. Washington drifts towards it. Puts the squeeze on that one. One down. Out to center. Turner settles underneath it, and that is that. Here comes John Donaldson with a chance to do some damage. And the first pitch misses for ball one. And fouled off. Righty to the plate. Ripped on a line,